Hello, lovely humans, and welcome back to my channel. Or, welcome if you're brand new here. For those of you guys who tuned in to my last video, I should maybe stay in frame. Oh, there we go. For those of y'all who tuned into my last video, you may have noticed that your girl, or the last few videos, your girl's been a bit of a hot mess.
That's the understatement of the century.
My mental health has not been great. I have not been sleeping great. It's a whole thing. I wanted to kind of just give you guys a little update of where I'm at, because lately it's like I don't want to do anything. I don't want to get up and work out. I don't want to get up and clean the house. I definitely don't want to stop eating sugar, and I really don't want to eat the healthier foods. Not because I actually don't want it like on the inside, but because my mental space has just been like... Okay, I can't make fart noises with my lips. However you do that. My mental space has been a trash can. So I wanted to give you guys an idea of what I'm doing about it, because obviously I think I'm getting to the point where I need an intervention. I got as low as 212 pounds, and roughly last September-ish is where I started gaining the weight back and fighting it every step of the way. But sometimes I feel like I'm fighting myself under protest because it's like I don't want it enough, even though I want it. Does that make sense?
No, definitely not.
Just me? I don't know. But I ballooned all the way up from 212 back to 247, which is horrifying, and also part of the reason that I'm really struggling to get back on track. It's a lot harder to lose the weight a second time than it is the first time, because it's not like, oh yeah, I did it. Instead, it's more of, dang, I messed it all up and now I'm paying for it for months until I get my crap back together. But I'm trying. So here's what I'm doing. I did find a good plan with my therapist in the last few weeks. I've given you guys kind of the nutshell version, and that's basically I make my long-term goals the priority on my to-do list instead of just the little things that have to get done. And when I do a little something towards each long-term goal, like weight loss, then I can continue down the list and continue on the other things. That way it's making it more of a priority, and I feel like it's been helping me to have a better mental shift to know that I'm at least doing something towards my weight loss, even if I haven't been able to get my crap together enough to actually see the scale move. So today, for example, my little to-do list item towards weight loss is to not have any dessert. Which, if you've ever met me or seen any of my videos, you know is hard as all holy frick, because your girl is a sugar addict. Love it, struggling, thinking of it all the dang time. And because I'm hearing so much food noise, I guess as it's apparently called, instead of just dwelling on it, which is easier said than done, I am taking a slightly different tactic. So whenever I am obsessing over the sugary item that I want to eat, which is currently a pecan roll that is stashed in one of the rooms. I'm not buying any more sugar, but there's a lot left over from the holidays. But what I'm doing is whenever I start obsessing over it, especially today when the goal is not have it in moderation, it's just don't have it, I'm basically trying to sub in anything else. So I'm doing a pause and going, okay, I'm definitely craving this sugary deliciousness. I'm gonna go and have some water. And if that's not cutting it, I stop and think, and I'm like, is this a meal time? Because I might need to have some actual food and stop obsessing. So far, that's actually been working really well. I started obsessing over it again a few hours ago, so I was like, no, we will not be thinking about food. We're gonna be doing the next 4 YouTube video outlines. Look who's on top of her crap for once, with that at least. So I went and did that, and now I'm filming it because I was still craving it. But every time I start having a very invasive craving kind of thought, I'm basically just trying to distract myself with whatever I can until I can move the frick on, because I'm driving myself crazy. I also met with a nutritionist in the last week. It kind of helped us to be able to talk things out with somebody, in addition to my therapist, of course, because I'm still seeing her. But it gave me a little bit more of a game plan for how I need to structure my meals, because half of the problem is that I'm getting hungry way too soon, which leads me to a lot more snacking. So I'm going to be rearranging the meals that I actually make in a way that's more effective. Now, as you guys might have noticed, I have not had the most time to do meal prep. So while I'm gradually learning how I need to make my meals in a way that makes sense, I'm going to be subbing in a lot of Factor meals, and then, thanks to my friend Kelsey, some Green Chef meals with some healthy items, basically, to take the pressure off. So when I'm hungry for lunch, oh, boom, the meal's already ready. I don't have to have that war with myself over, can I eat something healthy or can I not? I'm going to go about it in a way where it's all in the freezer. I have a few defrosted at a time. And if I can find the time to cook and actually put some legitimate effort into making a bomb healthy meal, then I'm going to do that. But if not, my backup is at least a healthy option. I think it'll take away some of the food noise because the second I think that I can go out to eat, my brain's like,
what garbage can we have today?
so I'm taking some of that out of there. The food is an option. Sorry, I was like spit. Healthy food will be an option. And I'm gonna keep working to build up my like healthy food recipe book repertoire or whatever it's called. I'm of course gonna continue seeing my therapist because I would like to keep my brain in check. We've been doing something called EMDR. I'm not really sure if it's helping at this point because we just sort of started it in the last few weeks, but it doesn't hurt to try something new because cognitive behavioral therapy has worked pretty well for the last few years. I use a lot of self-talk. I feel like I just kind of get a mental block some of these days, and so it helps to try something a little new just because it's new, it's fresh, it's exciting. Also, as you might have noticed in the last video, my foot is driving me crazy. I started doing walks for weight loss, I want to say like a year or two ago, around White Rock Lake. You guys have probably, if you've been in my videos, seen a few of those, and walking is what I love to do for exercise. Like if you hate working out, find a different workout because it's not worth doing unless you actually enjoy it, within reason. But I have loved walking around, but White Rock Lake is like 10.5 miles. When you're super de-duper out of shape, walking like 10.5 miles on the regular can cause an overuse injury. And that's exactly what it did. So that's why in the last video, I was in a boot for part of the time. And while I'm out of the boot, I'm definitely still having issues with my foot. So I will be actually taking some time to do physical therapy on my dang self instead of just other people. That's how it works in the healthcare professional. We are all notorious for taking care of everybody but ourselves. And it's time for that to change because I get one life and I would like to actually take full advantage of it and not be falling apart. I'm just curious, for those of you guys that are still here, thanks. If you've had any struggles lately with your weight and actually staying consistent, what are you doing to like help keep your brain on track, like, and help get back on track as a whole? I'm just curious because everyone seems to have a different dynamic. I would really love to know like what is working or not working for y'all. So let me know below. Let me know below what I was trying to say. And lastly, I know there's like a whole hullabaloo with people using those like, I think it's semaglutide shots for weight loss. It's something I have talked about with my doctor because I've been battling my weight for years. And I know that the long-term effects of obesity are not great for your body. It's essentially your body is having to struggle against you being a hot mess, like in terms of like my diet and stuff, plus actually carrying the heavier weight. I know it's hard on my body and I know long-term that's not a good thing. I have talked about the shot option with my doctor, but right now, I feel like for me personally, it would be a cop-out. Not because it's a cop-out for anyone else. I'm fully on board if someone wants to do that for their own health. The reason I think that for me personally is because I know what my issue is, and I know that being a sugar addict, if I don't actually address that and get it in check, I either have to stay on that medication for the rest of my life, or really that's it. I would just have to stay on that for the rest of my life because the second I get back off, all that food noise is supposed to come back basically and start, hammering its way in, which means that, yeah, I might be able to lose a bunch of weight on it, which would be great for my body in terms of not having that weight, weighing me down, literally. I know that it would just come right back because I hadn't taken care of the core issue. So I gave myself a deadline. If in the next year, I haven't started losing weight and making healthier habits, what? Oh my God. My cat is licking her butt. I thought she was eating a plant. I was about to have to like go yell at somebody. Oh my God. So what I'm basically doing is giving myself a deadline to get my freaking crap together and figure out what the heck is going on and how to find a balanced, sustainable, healthy lifestyle. And if I can't do that by the end of the year, I am gonna actually consider going and doing one of those shots on the regular just so I can get the weight off of me. Because at this point, I'm just raising my risk for everything. But I don't wanna do that. So that's one of the reasons why I'm making this video, hold myself accountable, maybe give you guys some ideas if you're struggling, and by all means, share the wealth. If you know something that works, comment below. Your girl is trying to get her life together. Thanks for watching. I love you guys. Seriously, you're wonderful. And I will see you lovely, lovely humans in the next one. Bye-bye.